Hello and welcome to Duxford, and this is a very special Duxford, and I'm really excited about being able to show this to you. It's something that I've been waiting for a long time, and it's here, and it's incredibly exciting. So first of all, let's talk about Duxford a little bit. It's probably an airfield, an aerodrome, a museum, depending on what reason you've been here, that you probably have been here to, or at least you know about. Became an airfield in 1917. Originally this was a military army manoeuvres area, but in 1917 it became a more structured airfield, and that's when its history really began. It was used extensively in World War II. It played a key part in the Battle of Britain. It was the first station to receive the Spitfire. It was also the base of the Air Fighting Development Unit, where testing took place on the Typhoon, the Mosquito, and the Mustang, and also some captured German aircraft which were restored and then evaluated to see what they're all about. And then in 1943, it became home to the United States Army Air Force and was assigned to 8th Air Force, 8th Fighter Command. And then it saw P-47 Thunderbolts, P-51 Mustangs, and an export version of the Airacobra, the P-400. And then it's just gone on from strength to strength. Of course, it was used in the film Battle of Britain, which I think most people have probably watched. It was the base that was bombed in the film, and they actually destroyed one of the old hangars for the film. And it's said that the most damage that Duxford actually suffered in its history was due to the film, and not due to any kind of attack that may have occurred during World War II. So it's had quite a history, and it's just a fantastic place. If you've not been there, can completely recommend having a look at the museum. But what's really beautiful about it is the museum. The whole airfield is the history of it. It just reeks of aviation history, military aviation history, and everywhere you walk, you just really get a very strong sense of that. And on top of that, you've got some fantastic museums there with some really good exhibits. In fact, it's the largest air museum in Europe, and I say Europe, of course. Since Brexit, we're not part of Europe, but you get what I mean. You understand what I'm talking about. And I think you can tell really from these shots, the detail that has gone into this is just absolutely astounding. This scenery is by a developer called ChicoMick. It's freeware. It's freeware. I'll say that again. It's freeware. You're not paying for this, but this is absolute payware quality without a doubt. And this is available on flightsim.to. I'll stick it on a link down below. But just to tell you a bit about it straight from the developer, this is the description. So this is Duxford Airfield, EGSU, the site of the Imperial War Museum, Duxford. It's a complete scenery build of the entire site, including new aerial ortho image of the airfield area. All buildings included and accurately modelled using architects' drawings where available, and high-quality photoreal textures. Aprons, parking, taxiways and signs, runway texture, all reworked with working ATC, basic ETC as per real life. So many objects that have been created for it are too numerous to list. But as it says here, screenshots will give you a good idea. Have a look at the website or the entry on the website. You'll see lots of screenshots there. But also, by now already, there's a lot of screenshots out in the community because everyone is just going crazy for this. Amazingly, this is the first and only scenery that ChicoMick has produced, which is just amazing. I can only imagine that he is some kind of designer or does something similar to this, because I'm blown away by it. It's a complete mystery to me, all this kind of stuff. I wish I could do this kind of thing, and it's just amazing this world that he has built that is so realistic. It's just like being there. It really is. So the important thing is to give you an idea of what it's about. And so you've seen now, we've had a sort of a tour around the airfield. I urge you to go and read up some history on the airfield as well if you're interested in getting it. But what we're going to do now is take a flight in Sim Gilda. Now, this is the FlyingIron Mark 9 in a fantastic repaint by a friend called Andrew, who is incredibly talented. And this is Gilda by Spitfires.com, or operated by Spitfires.com, previously the Boultbee Flight Academy. This is an aircraft I've been lucky enough to fly in real life from Duxford, from this very spot where she's parked now, was where we started. And it just seems the perfect aircraft to go up in the air. And let's have a look and see what this amazing, amazing rendition of Duxford looks like from the air. Okay, so here we are in Sim Gilda, and let's get cracking. Okay, let's get going now. So one of the things with Microsoft Flight Simulator as it is at the moment, virtual pilot of the future, you might not be seeing this now, but we do have a slightly long grass, which makes it hard sometimes to spot grass runways, but this one isn't too bad. And hopefully we should arrive somewhere. There it is. There's the runway marking, or the designation. Okay, let's bring it to a rest here. There we go. Smashing. Okay. So quick look around, check that I have actually closed the door. That's something that I tend to sometimes forget in this one for some reason. Don't know why. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Don't do that in the A2A bit, but for some reason in this one sometimes I do. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty damn stunning and realistic. Okay, let's concentrate. Got some nose down trim in. Everything's where it should be. T's and P's are good. Let's take off. Let's hope I don't mess this one up. her up. Come straight back on the power so that we don't overcook everything. Now what I will do for the time being, I'm going to leave the canopy open so you can actually, you know, better appreciate the scenery, because otherwise the swirls and the scratches in the canopy are just going to get in the way. And we don't want that, do we? Absolutely beautiful. Two iconic objects, a Spitfire wing and Duxford. The level of detail in this is just absolutely astounding, and it's important also to point out that this is very much a work in progress. So for example, at the moment the aprons have a slight greenish tinge to them, and that is something that is going to be fixed. This is work in progress, it's only going to get better, which is fantastic, and incredibly it's free. All that work, all that love and detail that's got into this, and it's free, although you can, and I would, well, choice is yours. But I think it's rather nice if you actually donate to the developer, which you can do on the page, which I'll put a link to below. But I just think it's a nice way of saying thank you for putting all that work into it. And for me, you know, this Duxford is really my base. It's where I do most of my warbird flying in P3D, and it's where I'm going to be spending a lot of my time in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So you know, couldn't get better than this. It is absolutely beautiful. Realistic, atmospheric. Welcome to Duxford. Okay, we'll close the canopy now. Give it some more beans. Absolutely stunning. And because this simulator itself, the world is just so beautiful, the surrounding area is amazing too. And you know, the overall feel of it is just it's just fantastic. In fact, flying away, you can see just how well that scenery blends in with the normal scenery. The scenery in P3D was pretty good for P3D, but that just takes it to a whole new level. Just stunning. And anyone who knows Duxford, who's been here, will probably feel very much at home here, I should think. Run in now. Just do a run in and brake, and then we will land. Power, prop to fully forward, lead off the speed. Do find that this tends to not be quite as draggy as the A2A spit that I'm used to, so I have to be a bit careful of that sometimes. But that's done what we wanted it to do. It's brought our speed down nicely. Here now, and we have green. Good. That's the colour you want to see when you're doing this. Get off a bit more speed. Flap now. So we're going to go for the grass runway, doing a curved approach. A little bit slow there. Curved approach because that big nose, it's difficult to see what's ahead. There we go. Hello, Duxford. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Of course we should have had the canopy open for landing, of course, in case we need to jump out in case of any difficulties. Yes, I know. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, so realistic, it's just amazing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the flight. I hope you enjoyed Duxford. Go ahead and download it, and you are going to have hours of warbird fun ahead of you. And as I said earlier on, this is only going to keep getting better as it gets more and more things added onto it. Superb piece of work. Thanks for coming on board, and I hope to see you on the channel soon.